Heavy Iron Studios has a pretty interesting track record, but I think most people know them from their licensed games, specifically from SpongeBob. They did do other licensed games like The Incredibles and Scooby-Doo Night of 100 Frights, but SpongeBob's really where they get their name tossed around the most. But that's only really with Battle for Bikini Bottom and the movie game. What about their forsaken third game that they made? Truth or Square is the last Heavy Iron developed SpongeBob game, and it's one that people don't tend to talk about as much as BFBB or the movie game. Could it be because SpongeBob has had multiple tie-in games at this point, all of different quality? It could be because BFBB is such a specific thing, not specifically tied in with other stuff like the movie or a special. It was kind of just its own thing, a great 3D platformer based on an existing property. It could be the oversaturation of SpongeBob games, or overall Nickelodeon games. Like there were a ton of Nickelodeon games at this point. It could be every single one of those reasons combined together, especially considering that when in development, this was not tied to a special. The game was originally called Happiness Squared and was going to focus on SpongeBob's memories of the happiest times he's had throughout the show. There were apparently like a good amount of differences between what was shown and what we got as the end product, and I definitely think it has to do with Nickelodeon telling Heavy Iron to tie it in with Truth or Square rather than keeping it its own separate thing. So, was this game just fated to be a footnote in SpongeBob's video game catalog, or is there some more to talk about with this one? Apparently, I'm answering that question immediately because it was one of the first Wii games that the RetroAchievements website decided should be a launch game. It's like game number 6. Apparently, there's some excitement around this one. What a long-winded way to start a 100% completion video, but hey, we're here. We got it all set up. I've been around the block. Let's complete and get every achievement in SpongeBob SquarePants Truth or Square. It's called SpongeBob's Truth or Square, actually. So the game starts off with SpongeBob in his house celebrating the Krusty Krab's 77th anniversary when Mr. Krabs tells him to keep track of the formula and not to lose it. This Mr. Krabs voice is only slightly better than the Battle for Bikini Bottom one, but it is not even close to the movie game. The movie game wins the best Mr. Krabs voice because it's just actually Mr. Krabs. It's a very specific category of like an award to win is the Mr. Krabs voice award, but like whatever. I'm not going to be directly comparing the 3 Heavy Iron titles because that's not the fucking point of this video, so that's the only time you're going to see the point scoreboard. Thank you, editing SockOwner, for the pointless effort. Anyway, absolutely no time goes by and SpongeBob loses where he put the formula, so Plankton comes in to help SpongeBob remember where it is. I mean, for how stupidly simple this plot is, it's better than the TV special, at least. No. SpongeBob into chair. Check. He's writing the steps as he's saying them. You didn't have this planned out before? Anywho, what's it to ya? Sick reference me, thanks me, I'll kiss you later. We're going through our happy Spob memories to remember where the formula is, starting with a basic memory of jellyfishing with Patrick. Into the first level, and you can already tell the development struggles of this game out the gate. This game reuses music from the previous Heavy Iron games, and some music from the show. Along with that, the overall gameplay and level design is greatly simplified, which is not a bad thing overall. It's just a result of the changes this game went through, along with having to rework something into a somewhat different project.
So this is what SpongeBob will look like in the year 2013.
SpongeBob and Unreal Engine 5. DLSS 5 SpongeBob. By the way, if you see SpongeBob randomly walking slowly during gameplay, that's because my controller's dead zone was off. I did not fix this until way later. I should have figured that out immediately. This game is incredibly simple, and honestly, I was fine with it. I'm already juggling so many things in my own time that something simple like this is a damn blessing. The basic structure of these levels for the most part is to beat the enemies in the area, unlock the way forward. I shit you not, that's about all that's happening here. Like, I'm not even being hyperbolic about it either. That's literally it. I don't know about you guys, but I don't remember this happening on SpongeBob and Patrick's jellyfishing escapades. We do get our first collectible of the game, which is a hidden sleeping Patrick. Every level has one of these off to the side. Most of them aren't too difficult to find. Every collectible does get tracked in this game outside of coins and lives. Please, the fucking sponge. Please. That's amazing. By the way, this game has abhorrent item grab distance. I'm practically bouncing on this 1-up Dio, and it's still not giving it to me. This will be relevant later. I'm kind of doing like a Chekhov's gun thing, but bad since I'm over-explaining it for a meta joke. Ooh, look at that, a 4th wall break, and somebody stop me. Oh, you can't. Oh, fuck yeah. Muscle Bob time. This power-up just makes the sponge absurdly strong and also allows him to break stone tikis. But you lose it when you get hit. Whenever you pick this thing up, try to keep it on SpongeBob. It makes life so much easier. easier. Another collectible type in this game are the Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy Happy Meal boxes, which give you concept art. There are 3 of these in the stage, and usually one of them is locked behind a challenge. The other 2 are just out in the areas. Jellyfish Fields had a really easy one to find here in this cave room. By the way, these levels have side challenges, like I mentioned before. Oh, good writing, you didn't do out of order. However, you're not able to do them until you've beaten the stage at least one time, so big natural 100% completion, that just ain't gonna happen on the first runs of the stage. In the middle of Spongehenge, we collect a friend power-up. This acts the same as invincibility, but with a more specific gimmick, like Patrick slamming the sponge mallet down. I would argue that this is probably the best of the friend power-ups in this game. We'll cover more of them as they unlock. We grabbed the uncollectible of Jellyfish Fields, which was the meme. Oh my god, look, guys, it's funny. And we got our first achievement of the set. Running back through Jello ship meals, that's a stupid callback by the way, we start completing some of the challenges. Challenge is usually an incorrect word for these by the way. Most of these are supremely easy, and bam, there's the proof. Item through challenge on the second run through. Going through here, I don't know what happened, but the giant fist in this section wouldn't move from this position after progressing, keeping the sponge away from other challenges in this level. Thankfully, this game has the box system in it. Such a classic system that was super helpful here. I could skip the scuffed up, fucked up Knuckles and do more challenges. I won't show these much. You just have to find the Larry the Snail statues to start these. They're not hard to find on the general path, and the challenges are just do the thing but under a time limit, or like, comment, and survive. I love taking jokes from significantly more successful YouTubers. By the way, if you like the vomit of words sliming into your ears, do the thing as I said in the joke prior. You don't need to survive though, you can just subscribe. In the famous pineapple, you can roam around and look at all of SpongeBob's stuff and upgrade it so he can live in luxury. Along with that, you can end up finding the memorabilia you've picked up around the house, which is fucking awesome and cool. I actually do like this. It makes a super lame level hub feel like a small comfy place that progressively gets comfier. And you can look into the downstairs closet to upgrade your health or buy costumes, which will be a 100% requirement. I'm not buying any health upgrades yet, because we have some achievements later that will require my health stay the same in its base amount. It's basically going to make the entire game significantly not that much harder actually, because the game's not that difficult. Now we're gonna reminisce about meeting Sandy for the first time. I like the idea of playing these highlights of the show's golden age. It's a fun concept for a game like this. It's just unfortunate that I don't think this game quite nails that feel. A lot of stages look similar to each other, and you'll see that as we move forward. We do get the spin attack here, which is probably the most useful thing in the game. Levels with Sandy usually have her going throughout the stage and scenes with you. This is basically an overly long scene of what is just Sandy fighting a clam, like from the episode where SpongeBob meets Sandy as she's fighting a clam. And we're listening to Kelp Forest. Man, it's still so weird just to see this game reuse music from the well-established platformers from the previous generation. It doesn't not fit since it's SpongeBob music, but it still feels a bit off and weird. Okay, I know we just started this journey, but I'm having a tough time talking about this game, and it's because what I said earlier reigns true about every single level in the game. This is beat enemies and move forward, the game. More things are going to happen, and there are hidden collectibles to show off, but not enough to cover these levels in massive detail. I guess we have to spin these spin dials to unlock things, but if you played any game with a spin move, this is usually a concept that shows up. Sonic 3. You can slide on jellyfish jelly with your tongue. There we go. There's a part of the general rundown level. That'll be $100. Oh, shit. Cool. There's a Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy meal just at the top of this section. Really easy to grab. We got introduced to this big hammer guy. He can be annoying, but like only if you're bad at the game. Unlike me, I'm the fucking bestest SpongeBob gamer ever, which isn't a super exciting title to hold, but it's better than most other things I've done. I'll give the game something here. This part is pretty satisfying. Boom, 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 boom. We destroy all of these enemy spawners and move forward. Check this out. I missed a fucking Happy Meal. You can see it right there. I'm a fool. Thankfully, I went back and grabbed it. This is very good dialogue. Thanks, writing SockOwner. You're welcome. I'm also the one that am speaking right now. It's claim to fame that I take two to... Sandy?
Hey, Sandy, what the hell, man?
And here we unlock Sandy's Friend Attack, a karate spin tornado that destroys everything in its wake. This one's also pretty useful. I just wish that Sandy moved a bit faster. The plus with this move is that it destroys the SpongeBob Kelp Forest flowers that eat you. Oh shit, a mini-boss, and it's playing the slide music from the movie game. Okay, yeah, I get it. You have to reuse some stuff to get this done on time. I can't fully hate on it, but at the same time, it's taken me out of the game a bit, which definitely shouldn't matter for a SpongeBob game, but I don't know, man, it feels like this game lacks its own identity. Well, unfortunately for me, this game is full of those dodge and wait bosses. I honestly don't remember if I ranted about this in a video yet, but I fucking hate dodge and wait bosses. And almost every platformer ever has these, and started to make me really dislike platformer boss fights. I love platformers, I really do, but I'll always have a distaste for this kind of design. Make your bosses more interactive, please. Oh, okay. It's a dodge and wait boss. You guys know I love dodge and wait bosses. Well, we beat the Slammer Spinny robot and gain another happy object, with this one being a glass teapot. And that's another achievement for unlocking SpongeBob's kitchen. Oh, and another one for beating level the... He ate the core. He's eating more. Stop. Patrick's eating my infinite supply of apples. He's gonna... What? Yeah, we're going to need to interact with all the interactables in SpongeBob's house for an achievement later, and that's probably the most vile animation out of all of them. We'll also have to upgrade all of SpongeBob's furniture. Now we enter our first boss fight, with SpongeBob remembering the fake fight that he and Patrick got into to enter the salty Spitoon. In my opinion, not really a happy memory, since literally nothing good happened to SpongeBob in that episode. Anyway, SpongeBob calls him Tubby again, and now Patrick is a giant robot, and we have a challenge to beat Patrick without the Muscle Bob upgrade and without taking damage. This honestly turns the boss into more of a dodge and wait boss than it usually would have been, since Muscle Bob can do something to Patrick's belt. I don't know what it is, since I didn't grab the power up. Overall, this challenge isn't too bad, but I wish I discovered my dead zone issue earlier, because that killed multiple attempts at this fight. Also, anytime you quit and re-enter the level, you have to rewatch this cutscene. I just ended up speeding through it after enough attempts. After a good 30 minutes, we eventually got the achievement for no buff Damageless Patrick Star Robot Guy, and another for just beating the boss. The only tip I have is to really watch your distance with him and dodge the correct way. Believe it or not, hammer slam down, go on the opposite arm side. You have more wiggle room. Wiggle room, wiggle room. Okay, there's that. No, not again. Now we're telling Mr. Krabs that we forgot where we put the formula and that we're trying to regain happy memories to find out where it is. So Mr. Krabs reminds SpongeBob about the time he got hired. And this level is going to unlock 2 abilities for use. First is the cannon shot, a very specific ability that's only going to be useful for puzzles. Quote unquote, I used my fingers. You can't see it. It's not a camera shot. I should have made this a camera shot. Because these are barely puzzles, you kind of just hit buttons with the cannon shot to progress. It also has limited ammo. I don't know why this level reuses the Jellyfish Fields theming. I guess it works as a general level look, but this isn't what the theme of the memory is. It's themed on the Krusty Krab. So it's weird to me. I'm not trying to come off as a complaint-filled cock, but the level theming not being accurate does mess with my brain, because I think if this was just in a general Bikini Bottom level, that could have worked better. What is this referencing? I don't remember this episode. Not much goes on in this stage, so I want to talk about this fucking guy. Bro has to have the worst job in the world. What do you mean there's an occupation for specifically swimming buses above goo on rafts? That's gotta be straining something on him. I at least hope it pays well, but knowing the job market, it probably doesn't. Okay, to give proper commentary on the level, it's probably the worst one so far. I can't say that I'm super convinced, because they're all honestly very similar. The only negatives this stage have is that the bus-moving platforms are annoying to stand on and dodge, and the puzzles are not really that fun. It feels like a bit of a waste of time. Well, at least now we're about to grab our second new ability of the level, which is the ability to soak up water and spit it back out. It's only used for Mrs. Puff Tiki's sponge platforms and water wheels. He's a very poorly hidden Happy Meal, and then we got the final friend transformation, Squidward. Squidward has the worst transformation. It's a triple spread projectile shot, and that may sound good, but the shots are too spread out. Enemies can deflect it later on, and if you're up close to robots, sometimes that shit just straight up passes through. It's still useful, better than nothing, but I'll definitely take the other two any day over Squidward. This is probably my favorite bit in level, just a long-timed platforming bridge. It's simple, that's a bit fun. We got our next memory object, that of which being a golden spatula. We did it, we got one, and that's achievement. That's a good one. I like that one. That's funny. Now Squidward is reminding us about how SpongeBob felt on his first Christmas. And this level takes place in a giant fucking freezer. And not only that, it plays the Goo Lagoon music from BFBB? What the hell? That doesn't fit at all. I've had to go through this level multiple times for this mastery. Spoiler, we're replaying levels. And every time I started it up, this song gave me whiplash. It just doesn't work here. I don't get this one I don't get the most. Currently in a frozen setting, the music is a hot beach setting. I know, this does not fit. What the hell? Whoa, man. Alright, this stage has a bit of an issue with the ice physics and knockback. This fucker right here gave me so many issues. At least I learned you can roll on top of these guys once defeated. For real, though, the spin attack is your best friend in the game, since it not only does great AoE damage, but it deflects the projectiles. Oh, be careful with that, though, because what the hell was this? This is really the only level to have given me any trouble so far, to be honest. Who did he just say? Who's your sponge daddy? Did I just hear that?
Yeah, I'm your sponge daddy.
It's our first gumwad section. Point the sponge to the gum and he'll stretch out to reach it and transfer onto the new gumwad. Hey viewers at home, replace the G's in that previous sentence with C's and you'll laugh really fucking hard. It's so funny. Another Happy Meal out in the open. The fries are definitely cold as shit now. If only we had an air fryer.
Well, it's a good thing that this video is sponsored by... It's not sponsored. Do people like the lying about sponsors bits? Commenters, let me know how much you fucking hate me. And you know what? I'm gonna make it up to you right now. I have no body. Ooh, I may have a head, but I won't be able to get head now. So I guess I could be the one giving head for once.
We also found the Sleeping Patrick in this level. I like the idea of this section, being able to skip an enemy encounter if you can actually pass these lasers undetected. I'm not good enough to do that though, so we're smacking robo bitches. By the way, side note, way to buy death note, these SpongeBob coins are called happiness nuggets. I just called them coins throughout the playthrough, cause fuck this game. Anyway, time for another big ass robot boss. This boss can actually be beaten very quickly. All you have to do is run up to it, dodge its hammer slams, hit its mouth a few times. You'll do this hammer clap thing, but you legit just need to move backward and not get slammed by it. And we grab the clarinet that SpongeBob carved for Squidward. Wow, it's actually a very happy memory. Oh, by the by, I've just been interacting with objects and furniture as I go. I'll give further insight to these achievements later once I get closer to finishing them. Just know that you can do these whenever you get them. It's Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy time, baby, and this stage takes place in the Mermalair. At least these last couple levels have had pretty different themes than the other ones. It's at this point where I notice how much of this game is just big room, hallway, big room, hallway. That's the level design. I know I said it already, but geez, man, it really hits here right, like, at this point in the game, like, over halfway. This part is, this part's not scripted. You can tell by how much I'm fucking up saying it. This is the first combat encounter with a triple cycle friendship power. It's like a slot machine. You grab it when it's on the one you want. It's here where you can see just how not useful Squidward is. You have to platform on all these tikis to progress forward, and I'm only bringing this up because these tikis specifically don't drop any coins. God damn it, dude. Let players get dopamine from the platforming section, please. It's the little things, man. Not only that, but the Thunder Tikis don't destroy Stone Tikis in this game. I've never played a Yakuza game. No. What the fuck was that? We got a Happy Meal out in the open in the flower room. I like this part where we're spinning the gears towards progression. Like, it's visually appealing to me. We got a BFBB reference in here, bro. It's fucking Brawn. And we also have another example of this game's garbage collectible detection. And we actually reach a genuine talking point of the level, thank God. This timed segment of electricity and sequenced platforms gave me quite a bit of a headache on this first run through. Some of it was due to not having fixed my controller's dead zone yet, but even then some of this felt particularly tight for being a level partway through a licensed children's game. I actually don't mind this segment conceptually, but geez man, it was tossing me around a bit. Especially the last part where invincibility is required to finish the path. I started to use hover spin jumps closer to the end just to get to the final part of the stage, which gave us a conch phone. That's another level down at least. Oh wait, this is peak. We're reminiscing on my favorite episode of SpongeBob. Just one bite. Oh, what a classic, dude. So many good jokes in this one. Just a banger episode still. Unfortunately, they turned just one bite into just one wait in Hit Boss. God fucking damn. It was here where I finally adjusted the dead zone on my controller because I actually couldn't make the jumps that the boss was asking of me. Regardless, I still kind of think that the fight is like pretty bad, like genuinely not good. The hit detection on Squiddy's spin attack feels like it should have been adjusted, and just the nature of the fight's design is lame to me, especially how you deal damage to him. We eventually did it though, and then I remembered in that moment I have to do this damageless fuck shit ass poopy. We beat Squird and have to watch him eat patties. Oh god, oh gee. Started buying some costumes till I ran out of money, and then we got reminded of Squidward's horror story of the hash slinging slasher. The ass fucking master. Rate that joke on a scale from 1 to 10. I know it's a 10. Any comments saying otherwise are wrong. Now it's time we mix Rock Bottom with the movie game's Rock Slide to make a level that looks normal, to be honest. This shit doesn't happen in the Night Shift episode, though.
Wow, what were the devs smoking?
Was it weird?
It's at this moment the game's audio started severely annoying me, like the clashing music, sound effects, and especially SpongeBob's voice lines, because they decided that he shouldn't shut the fuck up in gameplay. Constant quips and reactions from SpongeBob, and there are not many to cycle through, so you're hearing the same few lines over and over and over again. I can at least say that this level is probably the most complex in the game. The hallway segments actually change scenery and have different solutions going on outside of run forward. It's not just asking me to kill enemies, please daddy. If you take a right here, it leads to a Happy Meal. We find Patrick sleeping next to this man who has been permanently sleeping for a while now, and we continue forward. Oh, I think I pressed jump. Again, I'll give some merit. This is the most interesting part of the game in terms of gameplay and visuals. More nuggies for Spomb. We reach the final section and have to attack a horde of spinning robots, and the game gives me the Squidward friend ability, which it's not helpful because the spinning robots deflect his shots. Ass.
I am SpongeBob, robot reductionist.
I know that you are SpongeBob. One main level left to go. Now, I believe we're reminiscing on just practicing karate with Sandy. The theming really makes me think of the Karate Island episode, which is one of the more notable departures from the writing staples of older SpongeBob. This is definitely the hardest of the main levels. Hardest, mainly because of the enemy arenas you're put in. They're either too small or have quicksand, which gives you limited spots to move, and they're just unrelenting with their attacks. A couple of frustrating moments here.
Yummy, yummy. It's so good.
The level also has a few of these sections where you roll the ball robot on small pads with ropes that send you far. This section here is much more manageable with the anchor arms. We survive this raft ride and find a sleeping Patrick at the end of the ride. Grab another Happy Meal right by the end where we have to fight this shooting top boss. Dodge and wait, then slam its big dumb head and dodge the bullets. After that, we get 2 achievements, one for unlocking SpongeBob's bathroom and one for just beating the level. SpongeBob remembers that he put the formula in the safe, and now Plankton makes his way to the Krusty Krab in his massive robot, but he accidentally flips the switch to destroy Bikini Bottom in the process. Side note, the animation in this game can be a little cursed from time to time, but I kinda like it. It's pretty fun to watch. Probably should have mentioned that significantly soon. On a casual run of the game, this is probably the best boss stage because it's just some fun basic platforming until you reach certain points where you fight enemies that attack Robot Plankton. Once you hit Robot Plankton, you enter the inside of the robot's heart and have to destroy these machines that are shielding the heart. Destroy that, then it's on to the next platforming segment. Repeat this 2 more times, and the robot is down. And there's our beat the final boss Chivo. This scene confuses me, because I thought we already told Mr. Krabs that we forgot where we put the formula, but now he's mad that we might have forgotten where he put the formula. Now we check the safe, and it isn't in there. SpongeBob checks his back pocket, and it was Mr. Krabs' lottery ticket.
Did somebody say gambling? Let's go to the casino!
And we discover that Mr. Krabs had it on him the whole time. Oh well, whatever. Back into Jellyfish Fields, we shoot this button and unlock a tub that allows us to grab this Meal of Joy, giving us the mark for Jellyfish Fields completion. We re-meet Sandy to find her secrets. Where are they? Do this Larry challenge for a collectible. Survive and get another meal here. Destroy plankton tikis for a memory object immediately after the previous. Yep, this is how I'll be mentioning most of the Larry challenges because they were designed for little baby shitters. They hit the sleeping Patrick in this level pretty well though. Turn around when you're near the end and hit this button for the plane to drop the load, and Patrick should be in the biggest box that drops. Back to our first day on the job. Grab these coins. Get a prize. Survive for food, you fuck. Sleepy Pat is right here. Destroy the Dutchman tikis for a happy memory. I had to restart the level again because I missed this yummy meal over here. Don't judge me. Stop judging me. Okay, thank you for stopping. Why did you start again? I saw you. I saw you start judging me again. You ass. Whatever. At least comment, hype, subscribe, follow my Twitch, tell your friends, kiss your friend's dad, start reading Kirby lore, hug your own dad, eat some ass. I went ahead into the Mermalair next since that's the last level with the Sleepy Patrick that I didn't find, and just decided might as well run on through it. We survive or another schmeal. And Patrick is over here sleeping atop this machine, meaning we found every EP pack. This also tells us a cheat code that we'll need to enter in later. We destroy some Squidward tikis for happy memories, and we find the last collectible to the left of this moving platform to round out the stage. Don't start judging me again for missing it, I swear to God. Back to the freezer with beach music whiplash. There's a concept art collectible right at the start. Something to note here is that I finished this Tiki challenge and got shot off of the level without collecting the happiness object, which meant I had to do the challenge again. These aren't hard challenges at all, mind you, I just don't think I deserved this treatment, forcing me to repeat the last 40 seconds of gameplay. Only just now noticing that the game placed the Larry statue underneath the floor mostly. Thankfully we can still do the challenge, but it just confused me for a bit. On stream I just thought it was invisible. We survive again and clear out the collectibles in the freezer. Back in the sack-licking Buster level, new best joke in the video, all that's left for these last two stages are the Larry challenges. This is definitely the toughest Tiki challenge of the game since it does require you to time your gum wad movement. We collect more happy nugs for another happy object. And another survival wave. Oh, but the mix of big and small enemies actually make this the only survival wave I died on multiple times. Just move around a bit more carefully and potentially try to hold on to a muscle ball power-up and you'll be fine. Patience is a virtue. Karate time! Karate time! Karate time! We survive and grab the final concept art meal box of the game. Gotta shoot some stone tikis, and the issue with this one is having limited ammo to destroy these fucks. This stack of tikis next to you do hold ammo that you'll need, so all you have to do is aim decently and don't destroy the tikis next to you immediately. It happened again! Look, it's in the sand! Destroy the puff tikis and bada bing bada boom, we got every happiness object in the game. Oh, and every collectible in this level. Now I was trying to interact with every happy object in SpongeBob's house, but there are a couple of things about this achievement. Firstly, 3 of the objects need to be interacted with every time you reload SpongeBob's house hub. It's the iced tea, the karate glove, and the bubble wand. And secondly, the Mermaid Man belt is in a spot that I would call a little fucking stupid. We'll get there later, because I just thought this was bugged and I moved on. I upgraded our last piece of furniture and decided to do small Chivo cleanup. Back in the Meeting Sandy level, I just fuck with the clubhouse at the start for a bit till the 1-up pops out. Then we continue the stage to clear out the Eat You flowers with Tornado Sandy to get a 5-up. Then I tried to get the Dying of Boredom achievement by sitting still and speeding up the game. I don't know if the speed up caused the issue, but I witnessed the sponge pass on, yet I got no little rush of dopamine for doing so. I thought this achievement was also bugged, so I decided to stop grinding Chivos for the day. Wait, that's not true. I discovered the stupid Mermaid Man belt spot. It's in this specific chest in SpongeBob's room. I think this spot is dumb because it looks like every other chest in the game, the exact same as every other chest in the house that gives you 1-ups. And since I was maxed out on lives, I wasn't getting any lives from chests, meaning they all effectively looked and felt the same. We thankfully got it, but like goddamn, that was more of a headache than it should have been. Oh, we made the game black and white.
The rest of what this game holds for us to tackle are challenges. We have 2 damageless boss challenges and 7 super weak level challenges. Outside of that, it's just like 1 fun Easter egg and 100% completion. You know, I figured that the second stream of this game that I was doing on Twitch, twitch.tv/SockOwner, was only going to take me like a few hours, like 3 at most. Boy, was I wrong. We evened out to a total amount of 14 hours of streaming consecutively. This first stream was 7.5. I played for almost 7 more goddamn hours. And this isn't normal for me. I got back from work to do this. I have a job. This isn't what I do full time. You see the setup? You get out of the green screen for the show the audience. This is what I have to do, all right? This is the most budget fucking option I could do, and it's gonna work, goddammit. Again, 14 hours may not sound like a lot because YouTubers and streamers do that all the time, but again, it's not normal for me. This is not my main job. Sleep is like really important for me, but apparently not important enough. No, I gotta complete the fucking SpongeBob game. The third one, the derivative fucking SpongeBob game. Hallway, enemy. Whatever, man. Yeah, I don't got my priorities straight at all. I'd rather play a game about a fucking yellow sponge that won't shut the fuck up during gameplay. I'm getting ahead of myself, I'm sorry. Let's get started.
Starting off, I did get an achievement off screen just to make sure I could, and it was the Dying of Boredom achievement. You watch the sponge die. I don't need to show you any fancy shit for that. Now onto the Robo Squidward Damageless achievement. This fight took me a whole hour to beat Damageless, and it's for a few reasons. Level hazards are a bit annoying, and since the achievement requires I do it without the buff power-up, that's pretty much another hazard to add to the list, though they aren't that hard to ignore. Squid's blocking patterns are a bit tricky as you go into the new phases, and some robots may hit you after you complete a phase because they're just fucking waiting by the gum wad. Why? And the single most annoying part for me, the loading screen. These challenges get severely annoying because whenever you fail, you have to quit out of the level and come back in, meaning you go back into the pineapple, then go back into the level menu, and then select the level again, and then load back in. These loading screens are long too, so imagine double that for every failed attempt. I did start using speed up to skip these, but even then they felt so damn long. Then you combine those with some of the other issues I had in that fight, and you get a concoction that I would straight up say, It's not fucking fun. A little tidbit I learned, though, is that if you die on phase 1, it actually resets the achievement status. So if you ever get hit during the easiest part, just die and the achievement should show up again. It's a little helpful, but phase 1 is not ever really going to be the problem for this achievement. Funnily enough, I think this fight has the most variables that could get you stuck on doing it damageless. I just simply fucked up more on the final boss. That's right, I'm going to have some shit to say about that one. My only tips is that you can get robots stuck on box geometry if you jump around a bit towards where you're going. You can hover a bit with a spin move, but don't rely on it too heavily, as you can stagger in the air a little too long and get hit with Squid's arm spin attack, but it can also cancel the attack's damage if you're still spinning when it hits you. Be prepared to move out of the way of robots after phase 2, and no matter what, jump over the arms on phase 3. I probably shouldn't even include that tip, but you have no idea how many times my eyes saw the position I was in and thought, I'll be safe under his arms, but then get slapped with metal tentacle. Once you find out good routing and learn to be decently patient, you can get this one. I would say without much trouble, but there's a lot of factors at play, and that's not even considering the fact that I don't like this fight that much. I just actually don't like it at all. Now, Damageless Robot Chum Bucket Plankton. This one feels like I should have been able to do it in at most an hour. I tried for a little over an hour, and... okay, I didn't see him reflect it, but he did. What do you mean that fucking counts? What? Alright, we're on this. This is phase 2.
No, I don't want to replay the level. I don't want to.
I hate this boss. Oh, yeah, stuff like that. I don't know if that actually hurts you, but... there was no fucking thing to indicate that water was going to shoot out. In this part? It was this part. I remember. Dude, that's too fucking fast, too, by the way. I guess it's too fast as well. I'm so impatient, dude. Go. What the fuck? What the fuck? Go. That is the first time that happened. That one was on me.
I went for a different move. I should have been on the spin, but I went for a different move.
Yeah, this was gonna be worse than I thought, but I firmly do still believe that this shouldn't have been that taxing. It's all small fry enemies that are put in smaller waves or capable situations, yet I couldn't get a handle on the fight. Spoiler for the last bit of runtime here, but this ended up being one of the last achievements I got. I just didn't feel like brute forcing another boss immediately after doing one. So I thought I'd throw in attempts in between the last challenges we have to do. Sound cool? Cool. Awesome. Epic. What are those challenges though, you may be asking? Well, if you put in the code 4335 in the cheats menu, you unlock Super Weak Mode.
Oh shit, that doesn't sound good.
We have to beat every level on Super Weak Mode without dying and with no health upgrades, which just means that we take double damage. This, for the most part, isn't difficult. Another stipulation with these achievements is that we are not allowed to use the teleport boxes, since there wouldn't be a challenge if I was allowed to use those. I'm only even talking about this so people don't try to comment saying just use the teleport boxes. Bringing attention to it only means that it'll happen more. W engagement bait. You fell for it. First up is Jellyfish Fields, and all I have to say is that this is not much different from a regular playthrough, honestly, as the enemies aren't tough and the platforming challenges aren't difficult. Also, Bob is allowed for these achievements, so just try your best to keep him active as much as possible in any level run. Literally makes these significantly more doable. I beat Jellyfish Fields first try. This one is a cakewalk. Up next is meeting Sandy. It's really hard to talk about these levels because these challenges don't really get difficult until you get to the end areas. The spin attack really does just stun lock most of the small fry, and if you position decently against the bigger robots, you'll do fine here. Plus, most levels have a fair amount of health pickup, so you should be good to go. You could also keep in mind that having 3 pairs of underwear in super weak mode is the same as having 4. It's technically the same for having 1 as well with 1 and 2, but that's rarely going to show up on these runs because you need to have picked up a health pickup after getting hurt and then just get hurt again. There are more than enough health pickups to keep that from happening, though you could potentially struggle with mini bosses. Blasting through most of these levels isn't going to be too bad. SpongeBob's first day of work, and I died here, only because of the platforming around stage obstacles. This happened a few times. Other than that, this is an easy blast through, especially since there are less enemies in this one. Seriously, if you have common safety sense in platformers, you'll do most of these just fine. I hate reiterating it, but there's really not a lot to say about these levels. Freezer time! Damn, I got a weird feeling as if I'm discombobulated by audio sounds. This one could potentially be difficult for some, as this stage gave me a lot of issues running through it normally, but this time I kinda grabbed the buff grade and never let go of it, making not only the enemies easy to take care of, but it also helped make the boss of the stage even quicker. It helps that we figured out a quick way to to kill it in the normal run. It's time to re-enter the Mermalair. I got slammed off the stage by a big hammer over here due to my own impatience. This electric obstacle run could be difficult if you aren't prepared for it. Thankfully, with the dead zone being fixed on this run, I was actually able to get through it first try, survive the final enemy gauntlet, and bag the dub. I went ahead and bought the rest of the costumes after finishing the Mermalair for an achievement as well. After a few more failed final boss attempts, I jumped into rock bottom. I died early due to a timed geyser, then fell into the goo. But after that, I played very carefully and made sure to find healing when I could, and eventually reached the end of the stage without dying. Karate time once more, and now we finally have an interesting level to talk about to do in this challenge. This level has the most hazards of any stage in the game with the least amount of ways to recover from damage. The quicksand once you lose a friendship power-up is an incredibly dangerous hazard that keeps you from moving or attacking. The enemy types make it difficult to just rush through the stage since they'll be blocking the only ways you can progress. Jelly slide sections tend to have spinning enemies in them, making it hard to hold on to Muscle Bob. This specific enemy gauntlet in a small arena with enemies that can take advantage of certain attack animation cancels that you do, not to mention these ball rolling sections that aren't usually stressful, can fuck you up quick on super weak mode. There are so many ways this level cock blocks you from the end, and I haven't even gotten to the boss. It was at this point where I thought of the idea to break up the monotony by trying this level again, then trying the boss again, until I inevitably get done with one of them. This boss fight run, while I was doing this, was really great for me though. The break from it must have really cleared my mind.
No, what?
Okay, so what? The items in this game have the absolute worst pickup range I've ever seen in a platformer. But specifically when I'm trying to deliberately not pick up the power-ups for a damageless achievement, that's when the game so graciously gives me the power boost. Why? For what fucking reason would this game randomly get the good item detection? Specifically when I'm fighting a boss doing a damageless, buffless challenge. I've done approximately 2.5 hours of the same boss only to finally get a good run and then have the game squander me. Why when it's SpongeBob? Why do I fuck up the simple boss fights when it's in a SpongeBob game? I had this figured out an hour and a half ago at least, and I'm still here. I'm still here trying for something that the game just won't give up. The Sponge Gods fucking hate me, bro, I swear. Why can't I just have some simple gamer cred? It doesn't always need to be a fucking task that takes me hours. Needless to say, after that happened, I decided to only focus on the karate stage. This level was still fucking me, but at least the fucking was consistent. Like, we had a decent rhythm of fuck going on in the stage. I could dig it. After a tough time on the raft, I'm literally fucking touching it. Why is the detection for this shit? Get insulted by the game's item detection again, and then reach the final boss of this stage. Thankfully, this guy gave me not much trouble at all. There's a good amount of health pickups in this arena, not to mention the size of the arena is pretty big. The patterns are easy to recognize, and as long as you are careful, you can reasonably do this. We finally got another achievement after over an hour of nothing. Thank God. Alright, let's talk about the Plankton boss. The only issues I can really think to talk about this outside of the BS I experienced in clip form is probably just staying on your toes. Like, there are jumps that can go away if you wait too long, and it literally makes it impossible to finish the fight. Pipes blowing steam are annoying, and surprise water geysers suck, but just remember you can hover with the spin and that you're in a 3D space. You can skip around these pipes, take no damage, and you'll be fine. Don't try this for all of them though, pick your battles. After around 45 minutes of attempts, I finally got the god run of this horrid boss battle, and we got count 'em, two achievements. The second one was for 100% of the game, which I guess I didn't know you had to refight the final boss to unlock, but hey, happy coincidence. We got that shit. All that was left to do was to grind money and then finally buy our damned health upgrades that we never got to use. And with that, we officially mastered, platinum, completed, dominated, and fucked up SpongeBob's Truth or Square for the Nintendo Wii. This fucking game gave me so many issues on things that were designed to be simple. This game is simplistic as hell with the same level structures throughout. There's garbage item grab detection until it doesn't when the game randomly wants to insult you. Some boring boss battles. It reuses so much from Heavy Iron's previous work that it gives me whiplash, and it took me 4 more hours than it should have to complete this set all the way through. Why did I like this game more than Titans of the Tide?
You know, I might be turning into a video game masochist or something because some of the challenges in this game actually made it more memorable for me. I kind of like how cheap and jank some of the production values are. It is pretty inspiring to me, and also just pretty funny. It's really something to see a studio that made pretty dang good licensed games have to conjure up something in a really short time frame on something that wasn't originally based on a special. Obviously, don't crunch your developers. I'm not saying do that, but you know, it's those stories of the hard times that people have creating stuff that can really be aspiring to people. Just look at Cuphead. I think stories like this really do teach people that they have more potential than they think. I think I also just kind of like the vibes of these Heavy Iron SpongeBob games. They have like a very specific feel to them that is pretty cozy to me. They're pretty comfy. Do not get me wrong, this is by far the worst of the Heavy Iron SpongeBob trilogy because the movie game is just significantly better than this one, and BFBB is like a fucking... That shouldn't happen. That's not normal for licensed games. But like, it's a pretty charming game. I mean, there's a reason that I streamed it for 2 days consecutively for 14 hours when it really should have taken 10. I'm still bitter. Gonna turn off the YouTuber voice here for a second. My friends were genuinely like worried about me after the 2 7-hour streams I did in a row. Obviously I'm good, right? It's video games, who cares? But it is affirming to know that you have people in your corner rooting you on and just making sure that you're okay. Make sure you reach out to people that you care about or people that you see working really hard that you talk to and you want to make sure they're doing good. Reach out to your friends and family, enjoy your time with them. Be sure to tell them the crazy stories that you have, play games with them. You just let them know how much you appreciate them. You do not really know how valuable that is until you can't do it anymore. It's one of those things. Thank you for watching the Heavy Iron trilogy of videos. I really do appreciate it. That got weirdly sentimental. I gotta bring it back to the norm. I gotta bring it back to my roots here. Balls. And this game made me cry out blood. Subscribe now.